It's time for the Manhattan Pizza postgame show on the Gameday Broadcast Network. Manhattan Pizza, serving the best dang pizza in town. Now let's rejoin the broadcast team on the Gameday Broadcast Network.
Hello and welcome to our Manhattan Pizza postgame report. Andy Hayes alongside Chris Bourassa here from Stonebridge High School, where tonight the Westfield Bulldogs came into Ashburn and squeaked out with a 15-9 win. This was a close game. Some thought maybe Westfield's athletes and athleticism would be too much for Stonebridge, but the Bulldog defense wearing blue played really well tonight, and Westfield struggled offensively. They found a way to win, though.
Right, and this is the kind of game where you just have to find a way to win. The Bulldogs from Westfield did find a way to win.
Westfield ended up making the play of the game here, Chris. After that 3-0, we'll go back through it. Brett Smedley hits the field goal to put Stonebridge up here 3-0. Then we go to the half and we're like, hey, are we going to look at a redo of that 7-3 game back in 2010? But what happened in the second half here, Stonebridge comes out on their first drive and the Bulldogs go 3 and out. Westfield's defense stuffs them. But then they get a roughing the kicker call. Smedley gets knocked down on the punt, and that gives Stonebridge new life, and they start feeding the ball to Chance Fry. Eventually, they were able to drive all the way down the field. But, Chris, when they lined up for a field goal, what went wrong?
Well, it got penetration up the middle. Typical Westfield special teams play. Block, return it for a touchdown. Joe Karen takes it all the way in, and all of a sudden, a second half that was being dominated by Stonebridge. They had the ball for the first 10 minutes of the third quarter. All of a sudden, Stonebridge is behind. Westfield hadn't even run a play in the second half.
Well, the Stonebridge offense comes back with a nice drive. Now, this one was in the fourth quarter. Stonebridge answers. They come down the field. Joe Thompson hitting some key pass plays here on fourth down. Third down's converted, and then he eventually hooks up with Chance Fry in the end zone. That puts Stonebridge back ahead, and it looked like for a moment that Stonebridge might get this win. However, Westfield comes right back, and Mason Scoville in the offense, which did not do much here all night long, they found a way to put a drive together, didn't they?
Yeah, they spread it out. They went twins to each side, ran a couple bubble screens, and Barrow made a big play taking it down inside the 25-yard line, which set the Westfield offense up. They started giving the ball to Gray. Gray ends up pounding it in and ends up taking the lead back. It was really the first offensive drive that had any production for Westfield. They found a way to get the ball in the end zone and take the lead.
Stonebridge would have one last drive. They'd had an opportunity here with under 2 minutes to go. They were inside of Westfield territory, but the Westfield defense held, and they knew that on third down and short, Chance Fry was going to be the guy that got the ball, and they stuffed him. That was a good adjustment made by Rob Everett in the defense, wasn't it?
Right, and it's kind of what we've seen from Stonebridge all season. They've been able to move the ball effectively. They get inside the 20-yard line and kind of bog down. Westfield stood them up, and Westfield deserved to win this game. They were able to make that extra play over and over to stop Stonebridge, keep them out of the end zone.
Fourth down play, no good for Stonebridge, and so Stonebridge falls to 3-2. They will most likely get on a roll here, as you said on the broadcast. Westfield now at 4-1 gets ready for Centerville, who looks like they're starting to kind of catch their steam here, moving towards that defense of their title. They get healthy next week with A.J. Turner. Let's look ahead here. Both of these teams, where do they stand in 6A and 5A?
Well, Westfield, as you say, has got their hands full next week with Centerville. Centerville, I think, is the best team in the state. They start getting healthy, they're even going to be better. Westfield will have a true test of how good they're going to be next week. Regardless, I think Westfield makes the playoffs. Stonebridge is going to go on a run, I believe, run right through the Liberty District. I think they won't lose another game until they get to the playoffs. So I think both teams will play strong in the playoffs. Stonebridge actually could be 5-0 right now. Two tough losses at home against Lake Braddock and Westfield.
Well, Mickey Thompson wanted to come into this season and reverse what happened a year ago. They were 1-2 against the likes of Lake Braddock and Westfield, with Broad Run being their one win. Well, they've matched that again. Certainly they'll want to improve some things on offense, but the Stonebridge defense, the bright spot here thus far, playing really good football. For Westfield, the same thing. The defense for the Bulldogs of Westfield, really strong here tonight, and special teams comes up big. For Chris Bourassa, I'm Andy Hayes. We'll send you away with some sights and sounds from this one and some interviews here afterwards. Congrats to the Westfield Bulldogs, victorious tonight, 15-9.
Yeah, well, we knew defensively that they were going to put some drives together that were 14, 15, 16 play drives, and we just wanted to try to keep making them snap it again, not give them anything big. I know those kids were pretty exhausted out there near the end. I'm really proud of the way they fought. We had to open the second half, we roughed the punter, which put our defense back out there. I know that was really tough on them, but I'm very proud of the way they hung in there and just kept battling.
Honestly, they were more physical throughout the entire game. Can't deny it. They had very good players. We tried to put up a good fight, but we came out when we needed it and got the touchdown.
It's really good for us. We beat Fairfax last week. Coming off that loss, we wanted to keep building off that momentum. We wanted a low-scoring game the whole time. 9 points really shows that, and we're happy about the effort.
Put the ball in the end zone. We came out, drove the ball down the field. Had an opportunity to score, at least get a field goal out of it. We threw a pick. I want to see the receivers block better on the edges, which we did in that drive to score. I want to see our running backs run harder when the seams aren't there. I want to see them hit them and get what they can get, 3-4 yards, instead of tiptoeing and getting tackled for 1 yard gains or losses. So we got a lot of work to do. Special teams wise, we had a miscue on a attempted punt block where we roughed the punter. We did okay on kickoff return, did well on kickoff, so there's some bright spots there, but we got a lot to work on, and that's okay because there's some season left to go.
I told all three of us we were going to block it. One of us has to get it, and then they got it, and then I told Joe to be ready, who ended up scooping and scoring. So it worked out pretty well.
Our defense was playing physical, but I feel like our offense needs to step it up more. I'm not just talking about just individuals, it's just everybody.
Well, they are going to kick it. Smedley lines it up right in the middle of the field. This one will be a 30-yard attempt. Snap is good, the hold is good, and this one is blocked, and look out, it's going back the other direction. Westfield with a chance to score, and they will. Running down the sideline is Joe Caron, and he will dive into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs, and Westfield takes the lead.
Well, that's right out of Central Casting. That's what Westfield does. We talked about it coming into the second half, is they might need a special teams or defensive turnover to convert. Got penetration up the middle, blocked it easily, and then it's just, can Joe Caron get to the end zone before Smedley catches him? And clearly he can. They called him for diving into the end zone here. Put 15 yards, it'll be applied on the kickoff after the touchdown here. But
wow, what a change of momentum.